Eye of the Beholder Part 2. Excellent, really. And our first new dragon of the new season,
which was quite impressive, despite its lack of neck. It had a spined tongue, which would be interesting to see how it uses that. Because cats have spined tongues.
Yeah.
And for them, it's grooming. It pulls excess hair out.
Maybe this helped with the snow in its scale?
I would imagine it would come in handy in scale grooming.
Yeah.
Especially when they shed.
Tortillas.
But
the thermal was
interesting.
a little well
thought out, but not well. It was well thought out, but it wasn't well thought out.
Yeah, there was some plot convenience with the discovery of that on the human part. With how Hiccup came to that conclusion, it was like, well, because of this, it must be this, and it was like, wow, you made a seventh grade hypothesis.
They wouldn't know about thermal.
Yeah, I mean, but the way that they depicted it in the animation, they clearly spent some time looking at infrared and stuff. That was well done.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the difference between dragon blasts and dragons themselves and people. There should have been a difference between dragon body heat and human body heat, given the fact that dragons are supposed to be more on the cold-blooded scale.
But then again, dragons do have like a...
I mean, they would have a
heat in them because...
that they breathe fire. However, they still should have a thermal difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because as it was, they registered the same within its vision. But if you actually look at infrared, the ways that heat grades appear are very different. Because the heat grade goes from blue to green to yellow.
Purple.
Well,
yellow to purple.
Yeah. It's blue to green to purple to yellow to orange to red.
It's odd. Although I think it could possibly be that the dragon in the series are warm-blooded.
They could be. However, there would still be a heat difference because if they are warm-blooded, a dragon like Hookfang would have a hotter scale, and Meatlug would have a hotter scale because Meatlug shoots magma. So there would be a heat scale difference. They wouldn't just appear as the same color. Mm-hmm. Now, granted that they were purple, which means they were on the colder end, probably because they were all exposed to the elements of the storm. However, there would still be a heat difference, especially core.
Yeah.
A core, because if you ever look at a heat image of a human, they're yellow, orange, red. Because there's a heat difference. You are warm here, and you get colder.
On your extremities.
Yeah. Sometimes you can get lucky and your fingertips are purple in the imaging, but...
They're unlucky, because that's bad.
No, purple is still warm. It's
yeah.
Blue and green that are cold.
Okay.
Which they did a great job showing blue and green with the thermal imaging of Snotlout when he was in the snow. He was scattered blue and green amongst the snow, which was also blue and green.
So good on them.
Mm-hmm.
However, this episode is good. It's basically a breather episode after the incredibly dark stuff from the last episode.
Yeah. Once again, it was an easy solve for where the last episode ended up.
Yeah.
I mean, Hiccup both saved everybody and got the...
Dragon Eye. They call it a Dragon Eye.
Yeah.
A little MacGuffin thing.
So, that was very much a kid show tactic there with a happy ending. Sort of cliffhanger with how it ended, which was also sort of very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I love how it took Toothless to solve it.
A Night Fury.
Which makes me really question the Reaper. Which means that somewhere on that ship, there had to have been a Night Fury.
At some point.
To invent that thing, they had to have a Night Fury. Which means that whoever owned that ship definitely wasn't keeping the dragons prisoner. Because if it takes a Night Fury to activate this thing, to do its thing, then... I don't know about you, but I wouldn't... A dragon...
I'm trying to keep spoilers to myself because I've seen all of these episodes.
I own duct tape. So... Anyways.
But this... It felt a little bit like Jurassic Park. I mean...
Had a bit of an Indominus Rex thing going on.
Oh, yeah.
Camouflage eye-open scene.
Excellent. And I think they actually did tap into this because this season came out in summer of 2015. And when did Jurassic World come out?
Same time.
Same month. So, good on them. Referencing that.
Well, they gotta keep with the times to make people want to see it. So.
Yeah. I mean,
they did that previously with the alien-like scenes.
Yes, with the change wings.
Yeah.
And graboids with the Whispering Death.
They gotta keep it relevant.
Yes, and referencing other big movies is a great way to do that.
Pop culture, pop media.
Yeah, unless you screw it up.
We also finally got an answer to our previous discussion rant. Hiccup does actually have a harness on his prosthetic, which is actually over his pant leg.
Although they could show it a bit more, because it was just like
It should be higher, because it is directly above where it ends, which would still not properly hold it on entirely.
Mm-hmm.
He would need it to come up over the knee. He would need a double band around the knee with metal rings here for movement.
But overall, it's very good.
I'm not an engineering major, but...
We also got some backstory on a fairly obscure character.
Yeah, Gothi's finally no longer flat so much. I mean...
Yeah, so...
It was good to see that she's always had a healer eye, or mind, or whatever.
Yeah.
Very personal interests there with the... how she was a teenager and wanted to go to the glaciers specifically for the fact that it had healing waters. That was a very good character development there. She's always had a mind for healing.
And
I like the fact that her search party had a woman.
yeah.
A search party of 2, however, is, on my terms, not enough for searching a glacier.
Yeah. But it was still good. And then we got the whole Gobber being a doctor.
Which was your comedic relief.
Yeah. Again, that was basically help make this a breather episode.
Yeah. They would intertwine the light with the heavy.
Which was okay.
Which would make it overall medium.
Mm-hmm. But this episode was decent. In my personal opinion, not as good as the last episode.
Well, it's a continuation of the last.
Yeah.
So automatically the beginning is better than the end.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, still, it...
And even then, the second one ended on a slight cliffhanger. So...
Yeah, we get a glimpse of what the Dragon Eye does. We see these, like, different runes and symbols.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully those runes are not their runic alphabet, but the runic alphabet we saw on the Reaper. Because if it's not, that's plot convenience and congruity, and I will go a little obsessive compulsive about it.
You will go to DreamWorks Animation.
And threaten. Scream, shout, turn blue in the face.
Yes, we're both creative writing and history and science buffs.
So, yeah.
I mean, not so much filmmaking.
I understand.
Yeah, but...
I took a film class.
So did I.
Yeah, we took it.
We took it together.
We learned a little bit of
That was just a class to watch movies.
Yeah, mostly. As it is, we're the two that learn the most.
Yeah.
I got to educate my cousin the other day on what we learned about Snow White.
And how...
It was the first animated movie ever.
Mm-hmm.
They painted each scene individually by hand.
And not to mention, it's... Looking at it nowadays, it's kind of sexist.
Yeah. That was a big deal. I mean, they're even sexist in how they talked about how it was produced.
Oh, yeah.
All the pretty ladies in the back room painting pretty pictures.
At least Dragons isn't sexist, even though to be accurate, it would kind of have to be. Although I'm kind of glad it's not.
Well, not necessarily. Viking women were very important parts of their culture.
True.
They weren't just barefoot, pregnant, stay-at-home mamas. They went to battle too.
Mm-hmm.
Freya's got a sword, for crying out loud.
She also has a carriage
Thor's
that's pulled by
elder
cats.
sister is their god of death.
Hell.
Hell, death.
With one L.
Yeah. Our hell was stolen from their hell. But their hell isn't as bad as ours.
Yeah, they're just a cold place.
And they still drink and party, but not as bad as they do in Valhalla.
Well, yeah.
Because Valhalla is the Viking heaven, which is the very same hall that the gods themselves live in. So to die and go to Valhalla
That's like royal
is
treatment.
to, be one with the gods. You are in favor with Odin if you are dining at the same table as Odin, which is the entire concept.
The king of the gods.
Yeah, but that's the entire concept of Valhalla. You go and you dine and you drink and you party and be merry
and you
with
fight each other.
Odin. Yeah, and you fight each other. And Freya has her own.
Yeah, she has her own
well.
little place for the people that she picks.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone else goes down, say hi to Hel in her realm called Helheim.
Yeah.
Which is cold.
Yep.
Today it felt like Helheim.
That glacier probably felt like Helheim.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's what they'll call it.
They had a name. They called it Glacier Island because it's an
right.
island glacier.
True, yeah.
Which we don't have any more of those.
Nope. We're in an...
That's a completely different discussion, though. We can have our own global warming science channel if we wanted to.
Why not? We'll do it sometime.
Climate change is real. Just good. That's it.
Yeah.
Drop it and leave it.
Yeah, please. Humans will go extinct.
Like the dinosaurs.
They're not extinct.
Not entirely.
No.
But... anyways.
Yeah, Eye of the Beholder Part 2... decent. I can't think of anything more. We pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, there's not much to rant about in this one.
No.
We at least got an answer to a previous question / rant.
Mm-hmm. Although it still needs more development.
There was some character development.
Especially with Gothi, which is I approve of.
It's always great when a flat character turns a little dimensional.
Yeah. Like Snotlout.
Yeah, he was very flat originally.
He was a jerk. That's all we knew about him, was a sexist jerk.
Very flat jerk.
Throughout the first and second season, he developed.
Yeah.
We learned how he was raised.
Major character development there.
We learned that he has a very big soft spot for Hook Fang. We learned that he's jealous of Hiccup.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah. I mean, Hiccup had the girl. More accurately, she has him.
Yeah.
And he is the future chief. He trained a dragon, a Night Fury of all things.
Mm-hmm. Which he's very upset about. And that Night Fury might potentially be the last. So that's...
There's no evidence otherwise, presently.
Yeah, so that it's like the Thing. It's the Night Fury, and it's hiccups. So, he's got a lot to be jealous about. Also, he's kind of a slightly shallow person, which is why he's so jealous when you don't have as much depth or intelligence or charisma as someone like Hiccup.
However,
Bing.
I will say that they did, in this season so far, not loud and as much of a jerk.
Yeah, there is some maturity and some growth evident, which is good.
Thank you.
I mean, 3 years' time should have some development like that. He should become more of an adult and less of a angsty teenager like he was before. Because before it was very much angsty teenagers. Uh-oh. Your mama's calling you.
Yes, I know. Let's wrap this up here.
Yeah. It looks like we're not going to get to episode 3.